Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It's Karen Anderson here with Aortic Hope, live for our weekend review. We have a special guest, Diane Bishop of Aortic Health Unlimited. Roll Tide. I do it every time
Roll
I see
Tide.
you. Roll Tide. Bunch of goofballs. Bunch of goofballs we are, I say. All right. So, what we're going to do is we are going to wrap up the last week of the 31 Days of Hope and Joy. We're going to just talk about them a little bit. And we're going to talk about a few of the things that we have coming up in our events. And we're going to talk about a few of the things that are coming up in 2023. I'm not going to divulge everything, but some of it. And before we even get started, as always, please like and please click subscribe, click the little bell so that you're notified every time that we go live. And that gives you an opportunity to join us, to banter with us, to leave some comments, to ask some questions, to give your thoughts, etc., etc., etc. All right, we're ready to go? Ready to rock
We
and roll,
ready.
Diane?
Rock and roll, girl.
We are rocking and rolling. All right, here we go. So this picks up on the 26th day of hope and joy. And the question was, I'm laughing because I just ate mine. What side dish brings you joy? And I was just telling everybody, I just chowed down a whole bowl of leftover stuffing, stovetop stuffing. I do love it.
Mm.
What do you love?
Sweet potato casserole.
How do you make yours?
I like it with the nuts.
Nuts. Like a
Nuts.
crunchy coating, you put crunchy stuff on top?
Yeah, you could do it on top, or some people actually put it in the casserole. But
Okay.
it's good. It is a side dish, but it's also kind of a dessert. I like that.
I don't think I've ever had one with the nuts before.
I'll
I'd like
have
to
to
try that.
feel up.
You're going to have to make it for me when I come down to Alabama to visit.
I shall. I shall, love.
Okay. I make mine with a little bit of crushed pineapple and the mini marshmallows on top.
Yes.
So good.
I
So
never had
yum.
it with the pineapple though.
It's just a teeny bit. Just a, just a dash. And some pineapple juice and some orange juice and lots of brown sugar. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a savory. It is like having dessert next to your turkey.
Right.
Right, exactly. But you can't let it touch the gravy because then you have to scoop that section out and put it away because the gravy touching the sweet potato, it's got to go. It can. It just can't. It's not allowed. All right, let's go on to day 27. Day 27. Who is your favorite superhero? I love that picture and why? What superhero brings you joy?
That's a good one. I think I missed that one on. Who would I really like? Superhero. Ooh, I like Superman. I like the Hulk. I like Aquaman, and I really like the
I
Aquaman.
know that
He
you
brings me
do.
lots of joy to look at Jason Samoa or Momo, whatever his name is, and that long hair. He brings me so much joy. How about you?
Well, you've got me rethinking my answer now as I'm
Yay!
getting embarrassed. Yeah, you know what? My original answer, and you tell me if
What?
you remember, was do you remember Electra Woman and Dinah Girl
Yes,
from
yes,
like
yes.
Sigmund the Sea Monster and
Mm.
all of those shows, Land of the Lost, the whole Sid and Marty Croft? Yeah, Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. I used to play that all the time.
Hey, didn't Jennifer, somebody played this woman, Jennifer Gardner. She played the character. I like watching her.
A superhero?
Yes, yes,
Did she now? I don't
yes.
know.
Very fit woman, Jennifer Gardner. I
I might have to
cannot
look that up.
remember of
Electra.
it.
She,
That's right. Correct. There you go.
Oh, Electra. Oh, but not Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. Like
No,
totally,
it's
like
just
30 years later,
Electra.
she played somebody called Electra. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa
Okay.
says hi. She's in the chat.
Hey, Melissa, who's your
Ooh.
favorite superhero?
She wrote the
Give us an
Hawaiian
answer.
hunk. I don't know what that means.
Oh, Jason Momoa or
Oh,
But that's
Samoa, as
right.
Diane called him, or Momomo. Yeah.
Well, hey, Josh, what is your favorite superhero behind that? We got to talk to this man behind the scene of this
Like
thing.
the
We got to get him
wizard,
out here,
the Wizard of
people.
Oz.
most of them.
The wizard.
I have to be honest, most of them.
You like most of them.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
are you Marvel or DC or both?
Most of them, both. Yeah, both. I'm a fan
Oh,
of
both.
both.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them.
Okay.
For a
Yeah.
long time, I really liked Green Lantern in the comics that he
Mm,
was able to just do whatever, the man without fear. And the way that
mm.
ring works is as long as you believe in it, then it can happen. And so he's out there as
Oh.
a he was a test pilot, so he was afraid of nothing in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he was a great superhero.
Interesting. Interesting.
Nice. Nice.
Very interesting. Okay. All right. We are going to move on to day 28. If you could spend time with anyone this holiday season, who would it be and why?
Who would it be? Uh, Probably, besides my family and friends, a normal thing, sometimes I like to have a day with myself.
Hmm.
Honestly and
Yeah.
truly, in the world, my world here with the family life, grandma, and of course, with my health, and then the involvement with, aortic hope, the rock from the heart, running aortic health unlimited and stuff. Sometimes I got to be by myself,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you had experienced it. It was Karen, but yeah, and you know what I'm talking about. But where there's too much thing going on, like okay, my mom was on the phone a few minutes ago. The TV was going. My husband's checking messages on the other phone, and I had to mute the
Too
TV.
much.
I had to push them. It's like
Hmm. Yeah.
yes, but
Yes.
sometimes, what is your answer?
Well, I would love to have more time again with my dad. So,
I knew that.
yeah. I
Knew
mean,
that.
that's probably going to be my answer. It's always going to be family. I'm very big in
Right.
family, and I miss my uncle, and you wish
Mhm.
you could just all sit together and just talk. Like, want to know what's going on, you just want, if you knew when it happened, if you knew then what I know now, maybe you wouldn't people innately as humans, I think, take things for granted. And so I think you just take for granted that you're going to have another holiday, another day, another hour. And so I would probably
Exactly.
savor in that a little bit more.
You
Yeah.
know, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
everybody out there, a question. Since 2022 and everything that went on in your life, what have you taken from it that you would redo in this life? Now, as far as mine, I'm learning and learn to walk away easily in a world that's so chaotic.
Yeah.
I like a good conversation, but a lot of people, if you could tell, like on my social media, I don't talk much about politics. I don't do too much of religion, only to somebody that I know is asking for my insight and stuff. But I learned to walk away and things don't matter. Things that used to matter don't
Mm-hmm.
matter no more.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like, again, what would you do, if only you knew now, you know?
That's a good question. I think what I've realized more and more is how much really doesn't have to do with me, how much I project into a situation, and that can be a million different things. That I need to see. I have an expectation of a way of communicating that's just not direct, but more honest. I don't like this roundabout. I never did well with negotiating. I'm like, here's my bottom line. Let's just, are we there or are we not? It's been like that my whole life. So with relationships, whether it's online or in person, I think that instead of harping on trying to change anyone, a stranger's or somebody I know's perspective, it could be a waitress, it could be anybody's perspective. I'm holding that energy, which is more near and dear to me. And I have realized that everybody's entitled to how they think, to how they want to operate, to what they want to do, and I'm entitled to mine just as much. And I think I'm the kind of
Yes.
person, I lose sight in that a little bit. So
Mhm.
that's a hard pill to swallow when you realize you really are entitled to yours, and that might bring you more peace. So I think for me, ultimately, trying to be a little bit more organized, which brings me peace, a little bit more calm, which brings me peace. Anything that's going to bring me more peace, I think is what it's going to be. 2023 for me. I'm miming.
Nice.
But yeah. I think that's what it is. Because
Melissa's got a
there's,
comment.
yeah, sure, please go.
Melissa, she says, walking away from the negativity is not this generation. They get into everything that they should stay clear out. Engage in what is relevant to you and not to solve other people's problems. Be honest and
Yes.
respectful to all.
Yes, very good, Melissa. But in this, it's gotten in this world today. The first thing somebody wants to do is, I'm not anti-gun or nothing, but everyone wants to be right. Everyone
Hmm.
wants to have the last word, and it's so ridiculous. I see more road raging, more fighting over parking space, more over the checkout lines.
Yeah.
Um, people's reaction, and it's sad
Hmm.
the way, this generation has come about that actually impacts everybody. It's just so crazy. And if it was only that easy, but it starts with us, each
Right.
one of us individually, to be appropriate,
Right.
react appropriate.
Yeah. And it's hard because when you talk about politically charged, religiously charged, anything that's charged in social
Mhm.
media,
Right.
it's hard because we've historically gotten in trouble for keeping our mouths shut and letting things just happen, thinking that won't happen. That's not really happening. That can't be accurate. And then you find out what really has been going on behind the scenes. So there's this balance of wanting to have your voice and be involved, and then how much that's going to stress you out, and what really do you need to do to be involved. Maybe there's other ways of being involved. And I sit back a lot and I just think, I shake my head at some perspectives, and I'm just very much more into trying to be. I'm more into humanism and just helping other people and just trying to leave things better than it was when you got there. And when I listen to a lot of, I mean, I had so many banters over the holidays. When I listen to some of the things that come out of people, I'm just stunned. But then I have to remind myself, the new me, I don't I don't have to I can stay in my lane. I don't have to take that on. And if that makes you happy, I'm going to go back over here and what makes me happy.
There you go.
It's like the fainting goat. I talk about this often, that you see on YouTube videos, the goat that just is like, gets so stressed that that's how I start to feel. Like, oh, like when people really get that stressed, I start to get very quiet, almost drunk like, until I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Just choose not to engage or to engage. But no, I think all in all, it's just about when I start to feel that, just really deciding, do I really need to fight that battle? Do
Right.
I Is this something I really need to engage in? Is it worth my time? Or is it, maybe look at the fact that I have to fight a battle says a lot, and maybe I really should retreat. It's okay,
Hmm.
you
So
know.
Melissa says, willingness to help can be interpreted differently to different generations. And I think
Yeah.
True.
there's a lot of validity to that. But then
Oh
True.
yeah.
also she's like, piddly things, calm down.
Italy,
True, girl.
piddly boo. Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
Yes.
asked.
And it's,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead.
So she was
Go ahead.
asked to go back to education and mentor the teachers for behavior and help the students, and she's staying away. So
Yeah. No, good luck with
Mhm.
that. Good luck with that. I'm cheering for you from afar. Yeah, no, 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 no. Mm.
Yep. I would not, you know, and this day and time would want to be a teacher.
There's a lot of professions I wouldn't want to be. Actually, I don't know that I'd ever want to work for anyone anymore. I just don't, not at my age now. But just think about this. When I start to want to engage in something on social media, I have to think, before Facebook existed, how did we handle it? You did this with your phone. That's it. And you didn't talk. There was no, there was nothing. Maybe you passed a bad note if you were in high school, but come on, there was none of this. By the time you saw the person again or had a chance to interact, it had already all cooled down. Like, it was already past. Nobody cared. And now there's so much attacking, and it's like, I don't got time for that. We're
Outright.
all gonna we're all gonna be dead. We're all gonna be even. So it doesn't matter,
It's
right?
almost like adults nowadays don't have much control of anything no more.
Yeah.
As for the child or a young adult, actually, it's a whole different beast. You know,
Mm,
I couldn't be a teacher. I I'm old school. Um,
yeah.
I just don't believe in talking back, and that's most disrespectful. And I don't. If there's adult people, and I get on to Jaden about this, sometimes all my friends will come over. We hang out in the cabin. And he comes in there to sit down. I'm this thing, and we'll be drinking. It's just like, you know, go with your friends. You know, these are my friends, and sometimes we sitting there, we'll be talking. What y'all talking about, man? I'm sitting there. This is my company. Can you please go?
hmm
You know,
Well,
and
and the
sometimes
fact that you didn't
man,
have to ask twice in when we were younger.
exactly.
Oh my God, now we sound like our parents. Nobody asked. Well, maybe they asked twice, but I never had to be asked a third time. I mean, there was just no way. And when we were in school, if I saw my teacher at the store, oh, I'd be on my best behavior because
Right.
you didn't think that they had a life outside of school. And you treated police, you treated doctors, you treated anybody with any
Exactly.
sense of authority, even your own boss when we were first starting out in our jobs, with just
Mhm.
this incredible sense of respect. And
Exactly.
you do not see that in today's
No,
generation necessarily. It's pretty scary, but
no.
it's not a problem I have to take on. I just have to think how to respond when somebody's like, "Oh, thank you, ma'am," and I'm like, you were talking to me. Or they start talking a lot louder now. I'm like, do I really look like I can't hear you? So instead of being offended, I just go with it. Whatever. They could have said something worse, right? They could have been rude. It's not rude. It's respectful. They
Yeah,
wouldn't have called me ma'am if I was 26, but that's okay. I'll take it. Right?
it's scary.
hmm
It really is
Yeah.
scary.
Yep. Yep. But that was a good question. Thanks for asking it. Yeah,
Always pull that out of my pocket.
that was good. Did I miss? Did that was day 28, right? No.
I,
Did I miss 28? Now you got me all confused.
we've been getting into some juicy conversations in here.
That's all right. I clicked. We're on 29 now. So if we missed 28,
We're
sorry for
there.
28. 29 was, what is your favorite Broadway musical or music group that brings you joy and why? Ah, yes, I picked out this picture. Sorry. If you know, you know. 14 times I've seen Phantom and it always is amazing. That's my favorite. That and Jersey Boys. I could see that one 10 more times as well. Do love it. When I go, it brings me so much joy that if I get a chance to meet the actors behind the stage, at the stage door afterwards, I'm like, it's insane. Like I want them to know that, as Jennifer Fernjac has talked with us about when she's talked about her book, Greater Than: The Power and Strength of Emotional Grit, that music and it can just invoke emotions and it brings back memories. And so when I go to that play, I just get so overwhelmed with emotions and I get so sucked in. And I want them to know that I know this is your job. And maybe that day you're like, oh, I just don't feel like going to work and singing the songs. But to us watching it, it could make people feel hopeful that they made it and they were alive to see it again. It could make people fall in love because it's so romantic. It could make people, it just can make lots of emotions, and to never lose sight of what they do every day that could be boring, on how that impacts someone that's watching them. And I just, I feel like it's my job to tell them that. So I wait afterwards only with that play, but it does. Just thinking about it makes me want to go buy tickets, but they're so expensive right now. I can't afford them. So yeah, that's that. That's mine. What's
You want to
yours?
know what mine is?
I do.
I never been to a live Broadway show. Now I know about Romeo and Juliet because we had to study it in English. You know, we had to read the book.
hmm
Uh, Phantom of the Opera, but I mean, that's the only way that I know about it. But I have never attended the actual play.
Okay, that's going to change for you in 2023. We're going to get
Okay,
together
okay,
and I'm going to surprise you and take you to something fabulous. I
all right.
promise. It's happening. and you will be forever changed. You will be forever like, this is amazing.
Awesome.
Well, if
Melissa
Melissa
says,
has a favorite, please tell us. But
she says Jersey Boys is great and historical,
so good.
right? And then she
Mm.
says her favorite theater in the round went bankrupt and during the pandemic. So now she's looking for a new artsy home, and she's out in California, so they're surrounded with great talent.
Sure. There's
Yeah.
lots out there. Yeah. Um, that's where I saw Phantom of the Opera for the first time. So before that, I saw Chorus Line when I was younger. And I came away from that and I said, I'm going to be a rockette. I'm going to be a rockette. I'm tall. I can do it. And so I just started dancing. I started teaching dance. I never really took lessons. And then I decided I was going to dance at like King's Dominion or Busch Gardens or one of those places. And I was about to audition when I was in college and blew out my knee. I was even a cheerleader because I sucked at cheerleading, but I was great on the dance squad. And all my dreams were dashed. And then I never saw another musical until I saw Phantom. And I begrudgingly saw it because of the word opera. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sit through this. And
Yeah.
I was like blown. Oh, I had no idea that this is what theater was. I just thought it was, standing there and talking and script and then that was it. I can't even remember how many shows I've seen in my life, and I save up every year to be able to have a subscription because that's how I want to spend my time. That's where I want to put my money. I love it. I'm so excited to take you to something now. I cannot wait.
There you go. Do you like opera?
I've never been to an opera, so this is not an opera. This is about the phantom that lives in the opera house.
Okay.
Very different. But I've always wanted to go to an opera, although I hear they can be like 3 hours long. But I wanted to go because it looks so glamorous on Pretty Woman. I wanted to wear a really big, nice, pretty dress. Sit there. But,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
you're sitting for a long time and you're sometimes reading it in English on the back of someone else's chair. They have screens from what I hear, but I've never been. I would like to
Neat.
go.
Neat.
Yeah. I
Okay.
did go to the symphony once with my husband. Okay.
Sure.
And when we got to the Baltimore Symphony, which was so amazing, it sounded so beautiful, they had told us that they were doing a recording for an album. Okay. They start playing. And I've never been. And I'm looking around at everybody, and most people have their eyes closed and they're just really taking every note in. And I played clarinet and bassoon for many years. So I was loving it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm closing my eyes. And I open my eyes and I catch a woman. She is knocked out, mouth wide open. And that was it. I nudged my husband. He looked over, and now we can't touch. We can't even look at each other because I'm about to explode with laughter. The tears are coming down my face. I've got my nails in my leg. My husband is thinking about the day his dad died. We're doing everything we can. And every now and then you hear a little squeak from one of us. Now they're recording. When they said cut and they were done, all you heard was this gigantic scream from the two of us. We could not stop laughing. Okay, intermission's over. As soon as they start playing, he starts again. And I'm like, don't, just, we were going to get thrown out. It was very embarrassing, but very fun. I could not tell you what they were playing though, because I was too busy trying not to be kicked out. Oh yeah, that was that experience. So that's that.
Girl, I got thrown out of a movie theater. I was laughing. Something in the movie, and I was beyond myself. Yep, the little guy comes with the usher, whatever you want to call him, comes with the flashlight.
And throws you out because you're laughing at a funny scene in a movie?
Laughing, but the scene was over and I was still laughing.
Oh, you couldn't stop. You were disruptive. You're that kind of movie goer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to day 30. And we had asked everybody about what the one thing was that Aortic does to share hope, provide support, create awareness that makes everybody happy. So I can't give you an answer to that. All I can say is what we have done that makes me happy is when I see how everybody else reacts to it. If there's somebody that comes away that's now not feeling as nervous when their spouse or loved one's having surgery, or somebody who thinks that, oh my gosh, I was told I have an aneurysm and it's 3.9, am I going to die? And you explain to them, well, everybody is, but I can tell you that here's the questions you should ask your doctor. I don't think it's as tragic as you think. And then they they take a deep breath, or when they are able to have questions answered because we've provided the means for them to do so in a live event or an Ask a Doctor event, that brings me a lot of joy. That makes me,
Right.
and it gives me knowledge and educates me. So it's
Mhm.
twofold.
Yes.
So
It's
that was that.
am I allowed to answer?
Please, I would love it.
Well, I think with the aortic hope, I just appreciate everything that they come together. It's just one big old community that's got different things for everybody, from the caregivers, uh, survivors, to where you could ask a doctor if you need any help. You could be directed, go to this page, and it's all right there in the pocket. And I appreciate everything that Aortic Hope does for everybody. Very highly active and supportive of raising awareness and reaching out to people. Um, you really would be surprised when you first dissect and you don't understand things, and the feeling of loneliness.
Hmm.
And it brings so much comfort and help and just all around hope for those in need. Because when I dissected, there wasn't nothing really out there.
Yeah.
But it's just the availability of it as well.
Right. Well, thank you for that. You know
You're
how hard
welcome.
it is behind the scenes, firsthand.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Day 31. We just almost talked about this. Your New Year's resolution. What's one thing you're looking forward to in 2023?
New Year's resolution. Oh, well, I'm aiming it to, again, to try to stay healthier and try to be more considerate of myself,
Hmm.
because I am bad about that, and you know how bad I'm always running the
Yeah.
clock, and always for somebody. When it's time for me to settle down and stuff, I haven't been able to do nothing for myself. But we've have a few things that's going on to help um, other people, as far as with the blood pressure cuffs, and we're expanding some. And but as far as resolution, it's just to love and give more, and it makes me happier and take care of myself and
Hmm.
those that we have around us, because you never know when's going to be the last word you'll have with them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Make matters count.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Very
What's
good.
yours?
Very good. Mine, I guess, goes back to I think I need to uh, stay in my lane, stay in my lane more. Trust the
Take
process.
time.
Trust the process. Stay in my lane. Speak up more for what I need.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty open with this community. I will go live if I'm in the hospital. I'm really pretty open with how I'm feeling about things. So, but I usually don't ask for help. And so maybe it's time for me to utilize the community a little bit more when I need it. And yeah, I think there's a lot, but there's a lot of things. That's a good segue into things that are happening in 2023 with Aortic Hope. I'm not going to divulge them all, but I do want to say thank you to the 119 participants of this 31 Days of Hope and Joy. So we had 119 people. We had 4 weekly winners. They won prizes valued up to $30 each. And then our biggest loser, and there's no losers, of course. And as Terry pointed out the other day, there's no losers because we all won getting to read everybody's answers. They were heartwarming, they were thought
Hmm.
provoking. It was wonderful to see the participation. The person who never won at all, but then won the end, she won a $50 gift card to our Hope Shop. So that was great. Great amount of participation. We do have an announcement here, and that came out today. And we do have 3 new social media administrators that are joining us, and that is Jess. You'd know her as Jess McBez online. Sean Nicosia and Molly Thomas. They're going to be assisting us with some of our daily inspiration. fun and informative posts that we have that you see. So we've kind of split those tasks up, and it'll be interesting to see the different contests, the different content, and the different inspirational quotes that we find every single day. So so basically we have our board, and you'll see all of this in the about section of our website, and we have directors of different areas as well, and now we're bringing on some administrators. So that's very exciting. We also are going to be presenting everyone soon our first annual report. We're coming up on our 5th year anniversary of being an actual 501c3, and this is our first time that we've actually done an annual report that's going to be very detailed and kind of give you a summary of what we've been doing and where we are in 2022, where we ended, and what we have coming up in 23. As part of our themes, started in 2020. It was the year of our movement for movement, getting everybody to feel comfortable with moving based upon what their doctor recommended. And then we moved into 2021, which was focused around emotional and mental well-being. And then 2022 was community collaboration. Well, 2023, basically our tagline is help us help you be the best that you can be in 2023. So we're kind of moving ourselves more into a, what can we do to make you recover the best, and how you can manage your recovery with your loved ones as well. So as part of community collaboration, I've seen you post about this, Diane. We've got Rock from the Hearts event coming up February 24th and 25th. Yes, I think you're speaking, I'm speaking, and there's going to be a lot of screaming at the concert on the 25th. Yep. And then April 21st and 22nd. Well, that one in February is in Minnesota, April 21st and 22nd. It's a collaboration while they bring their event here to Baltimore. And then they have another one in May. I don't have the dates right now, in North Dakota. So if you're able to make the event in person, I highly suggest you get on that, get your tickets. It's an opportunity to meet people face to face, to learn, to feel inspired. But if you can't go in person, they will be live streaming that. So you'll have a chance to listen to all the amazing speakers that are lined up. We are also very excited to be bringing to you in early 23 the Aortic Dissection Patient Guide. Now, this originated from the Aortic Dissection Awareness UK and Ireland group. They have created and printed and published an amazing 100-page guide for everything related to aortic dissection. And we have been granted the opportunity to take that, to edit it a little bit, get our own clinical editors and contributors and people from the community. I know Diane's taking a look at it, and we will be presenting that guide to you, brought to you from Aortic Hope. And we're always looking for people to help us volunteer, and hence we're always talking about being a Hope ambassador. And Deb Warcharlik, she runs that. But right now, what we are really looking for would be somebody who would be our community medical administrator, and this is somebody that would help follow up with our duties of getting our brochures into doctors' offices. So it's a very exciting job. If you're interested in communicating with the physicians and with the office managers and making sure that others know about a place where they can receive support and accurate information and education and hope, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're interested, you can email Deb at aortichope.org. And that's some of the stuff that we're here to announce to you. But let's take a look real quick at our events that are coming up. So beginning on the 3rd, we do have our first support group of the year. Love to see you there if you're free, Diane. That would be 11 your time. We also have our 2 upcoming caregiver only virtual support groups, one that's going to be at 12 on the 7th, one that's at 4 p.m. on the 18th. These are all Eastern Standard Times. We also have our live Q&A with licensed clinical social worker, Amy Wagner. She's going to be discussing medical trauma, PTS, and different ways that you can help alleviate that. First of all, how you can even recognize you have it, who to talk to about being properly diagnosed, and the different techniques to help minimize the effects of that, such as EMDR and CBT, different types of therapies. That's going to be on the 19th at 7 p.m. And then we have our last support group meeting of the year on the 25th. Also at 7 p.m. So exciting stuff happening throughout this month. Aortic Hope will be attending the Society of Thoracic Surgeon Conference. Also, 3rd weekend of January, we'll be there for a few days. So hopefully we can meet up with any survivors or caregivers in the area. But we will be collaborating with Think Aorta US to, again, instill the information in the physicians that they need to think about the aorta and help, increase the time that we're actually are decreasing that time to diagnosis, thus decreasing the possibility for death. So, yeah, lots of exciting things on the horizon. I've been watching The New Girl. I don't know if any of you watched The New Girl, but the lead character likes to sing a lot when she talks, and so now I'm constantly singing. It's a habit I have to break, I think. It's annoying my husband when I just start singing. It just happens all the time. Yeah, so that's what we've got. That was it for this week review. We start
That's
picking up
it.
again with some more information next week.
Yes.
So yeah, 2023. It seems like such weird numbers,
Mm-hmm. It does. And to all of you out there, I just wanted to emphasize, give aortic hope a shot as far as join them one good time. You'll discover you get to meet people, attending an event, getting to know people. You learn new stuff that you thought you knew, but you didn't. And you find other people that feels the same way that you do, and it's just like you got your whole uh, group of new friends that's solely for you. That individual that's always there for you at any given time. And I have met so many great people and got attached to so many people. And I've had my losses as well, with some of the members when they pass. But you'll be amazed at what joy and what comfort that you get from joining one of these events. But you will like it. Now I just want to emphasize, y'all just come on out, give it a shot, ask questions. There's plenty of opportunities that is out there that you could enjoy and participate. And I promise you, you'll get something out of it.
hmm
Promise.
And you can start off with the support group meeting. And then
Yeah.
hopefully Rock from the Heart, which this is their baby. I mean, they are mastering the art of a symposium and combining it with a rock concert. And who wouldn't want to see the two of those
Mhm.
blend? They blend very well. And so there's a lot of organizations, they offer a little bit of different things, but you'll find the things that fit best for you. And
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. There's a lot of different lanes, a lot of different avenues, all going towards the same end result. And that's to make sure that you're receiving accurate information, that you're feeling supported, you don't feel alone. And that's the key, is that we
Well
don't feel
said.
alone through this.
Yeah.
Yup, yup, yup.
Yep. Yep.
Melissa says, I had a great time playing bingo, and I love the bingo socks also. My tootsies are warm in the cold, wet weather.
So good. Yes, we do have bingo. We'll actually be doing our bingo, I believe, probably in February. I think we like to do it in the middle of the quarter. So that'll kick us off. Yeah, we'll be definitely doing it in February. And bingo is so much fun. You have to look for those events on our events tab, and it's free, 10 great games, lots of fun, quirky, awesome prizes. So that'll be announced soon. Melissa, thank you so much for participating with us today. Diane, thank you as always for coming on board. And
Enjoy
I'll be talking to you and seeing you in a few short, well, yeah, it's like what?
weeks.
2 months? Yeah, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Please don't forget to like, click share, leave a comment, click the subscribe button, and we will see you soon. Take care.
That's right. Be well, everybody.